Hello, everybody. Okay, it's been a while, as usual. But even though it's in the garage, I've got good news and bad news. This looks like only bad news, but the El Camino's up and running. I think I've said that in videos before, but I've skipped a lot of stuff. So we did take it to the dyno, and to be honest with you, it was a complete turd. We'll get into kind of more of why we think that is, but yeah, took it to the dyno, took it to the track, drove it around a whole bunch. Like multiple hour-long drives. It's doing awesome. We just have one tiny thing wrong and we can't figure out what the heck it is. But it's yielding absolute crap for power. So trying to fix that today. They're gonna swap out the cam. There's only two variables really to this setup that we haven't done in the past and been perfectly successful with. It's like as complicated as it looks, it's a really basic engine setup. I've run this turbo before, I've run this displacement before, I've run this transmission, this rear end, this tire, this converter. A lot of this is the exact same stuff that we've run before, and we should be making way more power than we are. Just to kind of give you an idea, like, by the way, this car, we are gonna be saying times all the time, so nothing's a secret here. It took us 23 pounds and pretty much all of the power as soon as possible to go 6'1". That's really terrible. 23 pounds on even a slightly heavier vehicle like Liam took like, I think 23 pounds would run like a 550 or like a 540 or something like that. So really down on power everywhere, not just like in boost. So it's not like we're suspecting there's something wrong with the turbo or it is the engine itself. This same setup, converter and everything used to get on the brake way faster. So this thing is really slow to get on the brake. Not to mention fuel consumption is it's just all pointing at the engine's just not making any decent power. It's probably making like 250 horsepower, maybe less. So every pound of boost is gonna be, that much less than what we would expect this setup to do. So anyway, we'll get further into that, but yeah, like I said, we took it out to the dyno, and here's a couple of videos of what it looked like on the dyno. Okay, now I'm gonna show you a video of Liam on the dyno with, like I said, pretty much the exact same setup. Same exact turbo, same exact converter, same transmission, same gearing for the rear end, same tire size, same displacement, and same boost level. Because that, I think, was like 15 pounds. And so this one is the exact same boost level. So just get an idea of what we're expecting it to do as far as the amount of time that it took that pull, how it stands up and boost, just everything. You can see it's way healthier. All right, so that was pretty disappointing. We had gone through like anything we could. We thought maybe there was a cylinder down, so we were checking everything that could possibly make it a cylinder down. Absolutely basic stuff like bad spark plug wire, looked at the coils, make sure all the coils and the injectors were firing when they were supposed to. No wiring mishaps or anything that was like mixing up the cylinders. Compression test and leak down were fantastic. We went through everything. We did find some stuff on the way that, we remedied, but, boost leak here and there. But the problem is, like, on the dyno, it wasn't making low boost. It was making more boost than we expected it to make, in certain scenarios, which makes sense if the engine is just absolute, pile of crap, like not making any power. It's just not consuming hardly any air. So it was all kind of lining up that the motor's way down on power, but we couldn't really find any smoking guns to see where the power was going. This is pretty much, it seemed like everything was healthy enough, but I mean, in my mind, if it was just down on power, then I could still go out and have some fun with it. So we still needed to get it aligned. So I went and drove it out to get an alignment. That was kind of its initial shakedown to go out driving around. Drove it on my dirt road. It's about an hour from me, so drove it all the way there. And then he got it all lined out and then drove it all the way back home. It did absolutely fantastic with that task. Found a couple of things that, wanted to adjust. It got great gas mileage. I guess that's the positive side of not making any power whatsoever. So then the next test, I'm like, okay, I don't really feel like taking it apart. Everything drives great and runs great and everything. And so even though it's super down on power, let's go ahead and take it to the track. Yeah, I mean, it kind of did as expected. This first pass was super like poofy off the line. And like, keep in mind, this is kind of a little bit higher RPM than we normally would have done in Liam with all of the same setup. A little bit more boost than we would have done like on the starting line, like actually how much boost we're making on the launch control. And it's still, I mean, as you can see, just an absolute turd. I wasn't positive, and like I was pretty sure it was going to behave like a turd, but I did have a little bit of ramp and a little bit of timing retard in there just in case like I was completely wrong for some reason. Didn't want it to like just do a crazy wheelie or something, but it definitely didn't. It went like 650 or something like that on the first run. 23 pounds out the back to even get that. I think it was like 113 mile an hour. So just, not good, but at the same time, it went perfectly straight. It shifted when it was supposed to. It did everything that it was supposed to really well. I mean, I don't even think I saw over like 183 degrees or something, like even on the return road and everything. So it went really well for a shakedown, and it behaved kind of as we expected. So the second pass that we did, I pretty much turned everything up. I left the RPM kind of where it was at. That's probably the only place where we can get a little bit more time out of it. But everything else was like full boost right off the button. As much boost as I could get it to make on the brake, which was like, I think like 13 pounds or something like that, which is a lot. You got to think, this pass with Liam, where it shot up to the moon, was 8 pounds off the brake and like the same RPM. So just as a reference. And then here's what the El Camino did on max effort on how much boost we're willing to do without an intercooler on E85. I guess that's one thing I forgot to mention. It's on E85 right now, so there's only so much boost I'm willing to do because of the intake air temps. So this is the most we would do, but it's everything all at once. And yeah, it's still a turd, as you'll see. So the other thing that we were, I mean, this was to shake the El Camino down, but we were definitely shaking some stuff out of it as well. You'll notice all of that stuff coming out of the car. Like when we first saw it, we thought it was maybe like stuff coming out of the catch can, so we were kind of worried, but it's definitely all just coming out of like the frame itself. There's either like a whole bunch of like mud dauber nests in there or just rust and dirt and yeah, just old. There's a whole bunch of old coming out of it because that's the most this thing's accelerated in probably a couple of decades for all I know. So anyway, overall, like really encouraging because everything around the engine is doing pretty well. you know, we got some great info on, you know, not only the traction control setup, but like shock travel. These fronts are absolutely too loose. They're not going to work out. So we definitely got to change those shocks out. Maybe the rears also, but I'd like to get it to the point where we have good control over the front, and then we'll play a little around, or play a little more with the rear damping. But the big thing is I don't want to switch this thing over to methanol just so that we can run more boost, just so that we can make more power out of the engine that's making so little power right now. So I don't want to have to run 45 pounds of boost just to be able to do like a 580. So we're not going to switch to the methanol yet. I'm going to try to see if hopefully this cam is the issue. So for Father's Day, Tanya got me a cam for her car, which is a little bit strange, but we're going to put that in because that's, at least we know exactly how that cam should behave in this setup. I really hope that's it. The only other thing that isn't pretty much exactly what we've run in the past are the heads. These are a set of ported heads, slightly bigger valves. I can't really see how that would be causing the issue that we're having. So really hoping this cam is it. So we're gonna swap it out, and yeah, next video will be hopefully putting it on the brake, and it takes like, you know, 3 seconds to get up on the brake, and that'll be really encouraging because then that means the engine itself is making a lot more power than it was previously. We'll get back out there, retune it, and hopefully it makes way more power and boost as well. So anyway, thanks for hanging out. Quick little update, and yeah, hopefully good news coming. See you on the next one.